Good evening, Anita Dawn from Cell Pilates here, and this is our third session today, our third and last of the day. So it is my challenge for you and for me to do 3 10-minute sessions every day in January. So let me know how you're doing. Just wondering whether, I think you can hear me. I always get nervous. The other day I went on talking to myself. It's always very embarrassing. So we have another couple of minutes actually. So if you're with me this evening, do say hello in the comments. It really makes such a difference when I know that I'm actually talking to a real person. But if you're watching it on replay, that's great. So it's brilliant. I commend you if you're making the time to do these 3 sessions on a daily basis, even if you have to do them at a different time. But I would recommend that you be consistent in your timing and pop it in your schedule, in your diary, and make sure you do it. And I want to see, how amazing you're going to feel at the end of the month. All right. But like anything, any type of fitness, you can't store it. We have to do it on a regular basis. So it's important you enjoy it. So do give me your feedback so that I can make it as enjoyable as possible for you guys. So today, we have mobility, and I'm doing spinal mobility. This is so important. Well, everything's important that I do. That's why I do it. Oh, I better wait. Don't jump the gun. Introduce myself. Some people might just jump on at the last minute. Here we go. Okay, Anita Dawn here from Cell Pilates, and it is our third 10-minute session today. This morning we did salsa, cardio salsa, and at lunchtime we did strength training. What did we do in strength training? Back and biceps. And the music's gone. And this evening we are doing back mobility and balance. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up here. I need to get that music back on. It's gone. Just bear with me a moment there, guys. All right, so before we do strength training and before we do muscle and balance, we need to just increase the heart rate a little bit, and therefore what we do is going to be more effective. All righty, guys, so let's march it out. Just see if the volume's enough. I think you've got enough volume. I need to get enough volume, Okay, let's march it out right, left, So the important thing that for a minute you keep moving, So you might not like what I do. You can just stay marching on the spot. You can march the legs wide, with the knees and pump the arms. The body doesn't know what it's doing, if you know what I mean. It doesn't know whether you're swimming, walking, low impact aerobics, or stepping. For 2, go out, in, out, in. Brilliant. Hold the feet together and squat. Take it down and up and down. Then we're going to march out on the left leg. All right, ready? Let's go. So how's your day been today? I'm doing some personal training outside. The weather was beautiful but very cold. March it wide. Good. And in. Let's do that on 2 counts. Here we go. Out, in. So you can bend the knees a little bit there. Get those thighs working a little bit more. We'll do 4 more. And then it's ready to go into our mobility. Almost. Okay. We're going to keep the feet wide there and take the arms. We're just going to do a little bit of a warm up through the shoulders because they do come into play when we mobilize the spine. So just kind of mobilizing the upper back, particularly the shoulders. So if you rotate the arms open and rotate them inwards, Okay, awesome. And then pedaling through the feet. All right, so we're going to start off with, so the spine has 4 ranges of movement that we should be moving it in every day. And otherwise it gets very stiff. Then when it gets stiff, we have problems at the joints, at the discs, and then back pain. So mobility, and also mobility helps to hydrate the discs, because there's no blood flow there, and mobility for the spine is key. I do it in every Pilates class. All right, so the first one we're going to do is spinal flexion. So that's when we curl, that's flexion, forward flexion, and then we're going to do extension. So one of the best exercise, the best ways to do that is with a cat stretch. You could do it on all 4s, and that's probably the best way, where you have equal weight hands and knees, but a lot of people don't like to kneel on the floor. My floor's a little bit cold this evening, so I'm going to use a chair. So I could, even if I had a tabletop, so a chair here, or I could turn it around actually if I had a worktop in the kitchen, and just while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, you could even do it on the worktop. Even if it's here, that's fine. So hopefully you've noticed that I've got quite a nice neutral spine there. I've got my feet under my hips, and the knees, I've got to have the knees bent, really important. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to what we call articulate from the lower back. So we're going to do a backward tilt of the pelvis. Too much information, I know. So you're going to tuck your imaginary tail between your legs, scoop the belly in. So glutes and abs, call it a backward tilt, belly button to spine, and then fold over the ribs. We want to focus on that stretching in the lower back here. So a little bit of weight on the arms, especially as you come through. So then we're going to start to lengthen out from the lower back, middle back, upper back. Now here, this is where it's good to press down, and I'm pulling the shoulder blades into my back pockets, and I'm pushing my breastbone forward. I'm really aiming to get that extension through the thoracic spine, which most of us lose in everyday life. So come back to neutral, lower back, middle back, upper back, tuck under. We don't need that flexion like this in the upper back. We already have too much. So lots of just gently here and then coming out, and then we can kind of flow through the two ranges of movement. So initially, I think it's really important to go slow to get that stretch here. Hold it for a couple of breaths, get the stretch here, and then we can just flow through extension and flexion. Okay, so really very important. Then we finish up with that flexion, scoop in the belly and roll all the way up. So how did that feel? So important. Your back is going to love it. So then we have lateral flexion, that side flexion. We want to keep the pelvis still this time. So we get the movement in the thoracic spine. Knees soft, tailbone lengthen, and abdominals pulled in slightly. So what we're going to do here is articulate to the side from the head. So ear to shoulder, shoulder to ribs, and ribs to hip bone. And then I come up to the opposite there. Ear to shoulder, shoulder to ribs, and ribs to hip bone. So have that nice bend in the thoracic spine, and then stack your spine up. So ribs away from the hip bone, shoulders, and head last. So rather than just lean over to the side, inhale, lift up tall, and exhale, ear to shoulder, shoulders, rib to hip bone, and then just gently stack the spine up. So we go over from the top of the spine, from the head, and then we stack up from the base of the spine. Well, not the base of the spine, no, the thoracic. So the thoracic spine runs to the bottom rib, up to the top of the shoulders. 12 thoracic vertebrae. Each vertebrae has too much information. You're just here to work out, aren't you? So we need to be doing that. You can do that again while you're waiting, even if you're queuing somewhere. So no one's going to notice what you're doing. All right, and then we're going to do rotation. So spinal rotation is so important for the thoracic spine. All right, so it doesn't matter what you do with your arms, do something with them. Pop them here, but then we tend to collapse. So wide across the collarbone, park your hips forward, knees are soft. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, keeping those hips still. I'm going to rotate the thoracic spine to the side. It's a small range of movement, So I'm going to breathe out here. God, time flies when you're having fun. Inhale, exhale. So generally we're very tight. A lot of people lose that rotation in the thoracic spine, and then they get the rotation in the lumbar spine, and the lumbar spine is not designed for rotation, and then we start getting real problems in the lower back. Let's do one more set here. So that's the mobility for the spine. You need to do it every day, but do a little bit of pulse raiser before you do that. Just don't do it cold, because you could do more damage than good. Then we're going to go on to balance. So we've been doing tandem stance this week. It's only Wednesday, since Friday. So today we're going to do it's a standard sort of challenge test. Hate to use the word test, but it's a single leg stand. So we should all be able to stand on one leg for 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds. So with your eyes open. If you feel very imbalanced, you could maybe go close to something to hold on to. All right. So what we need to think about, let's balance on that right leg to start with. Maybe this is not suitable. If you have a hip problem, you want to go and do that tandem stance again that I've done yesterday, the day before, the day before. All right. So when we take the weight onto the right leg, make sure you're not sinking into the hip. You need to lift up out of that leg, and that right knee is soft. Never lock out the knees. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to count you. Are you ready? Here we go. Lift the left leg up and hold. I'd advise you not to look at me. You don't need to look at me. I'm watching the second hand. And as you've probably realised during the week, when you change your vision, it's very challenging for your balance. Yeah? Dare I say it, this is actually, is this my best side? No, it's not my best side. You got 5 seconds to go and a couple more. Yeah? How you doing? Yeah? Do let me know in the comments how you get on. And stop there, 30 seconds. Yeah? Did you make it? So it's like any type of fitness or anything you do, practice, practice, practice. You get better at it. Yep. So let's do the other one. We've got another. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. And make sure you lift up out of that hip on the, well, I don't think I can talk while I'm doing this. I thought this is my better side. Of course it's my better side. Think positive, yeah? Think positive. You're halfway. Breathe. Relax. This ankle is working like crazy. God, I'm surprised. How are you doing? How does it feel? 3, 2, 1, and release and pedal through. Did you make it? Yeah? So just loosen out after that very stressful activity. All right, and loosen through the spine. And just, so we just want to move in a freestyle after being fairly sort of rigid in that just forward, frontal and sagittal plane. Yeah, okay, so yeah, if you join me, do let me know, because I can't see you, and I'm used to doing Zoom where I interact with people, but this program is just on Facebook. It's a lot easier to keep it there in the Facebook group. It's easier for you to access, and we can have a few, chatting with people. It's so nice. I'm chatting to people I've never met before, and so let me know how you got on with that. I want to know, did you make the 30-second balance? Yeah, and how is your spine feeling? Yeah, quite often, we discover things in the spine that we didn't know that we had that tightness or whatever. And if you're not used to doing that mobility, and that applies to all mobility, you might feel a little bit nigging tomorrow, a little bit achy, a little bit, maybe a little bit of pain as well, but it shouldn't last more than 2 or 3 days. If it does, you better let me know. It could be more serious. So hopefully it's all good, yeah? So you guys have a good evening. I will be back tomorrow morning at 8:30, and we're doing cardio. We're going to carry on. We're going to build on the Latino choreography that I've been doing yesterday that you didn't see because the duck was in the way. Have a look at it. It was Monday. And so I'm just adding on a couple, extending the routine of salsa, Latino. I'm not very salsa type of person, but it's really nice. Got some great music. So I'll see you at 8:30. Yeah, or if not, then do watch it when you have time. And all's good. All right, have a good evening. Thank you for joining me if you did. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right, well done, by the way. Really great. Yeah.